Hi, it's Nicole here, and I'm back. It's been a little while. I took a little break off of filming YouTube videos just because life's been so crazy because your girl is getting married soon. Actually in like 9 days, so just over a week. And things have been busy. Like I had lots of dress appointments. I have been, trying to do some trial and error with my nails, figuring out what exactly I want to do for the big day. I've also been trying to even out my tan because I went on a bachelorette trip and we went to Mexico and I wore like really thick bathing suits and my dresses, of course, spaghetti straps. So we got to figure that one out in the next week and a half. I don't really want to do one of those like spray tans just because it reminds me so much of my bodybuilding days and like getting it off and when it's like super patchy afterwards. And honestly, like I had a bad experience with it and I know that it's not the same as when you do a bodybuilding show, but for whatever reason, one of the times that I did it, I actually turned green. Obviously, I'm not trying to show up to my wedding looking like the Incredible Hulk. So I'm actually just in my kitchen now and I'm going to make myself a big breakfast. I've kind of been fasting since about I want to say 8 o'clock last night, and now it's just around 11 a.m. So I'm going to quickly make myself something to eat, and then I'm going to just fill you in on what's going on. So for breakfast this morning, we're making some female bacon, and then we're also going to make some eggs, and I'll probably cut up a couple of fruits and have that a little bit afterwards as just a little snack. I'm also going to have a shake that I've been making. This is also just part of my protocol too. So it helps with like liver detox phase 1 and phase 2. So I've been incorporating at least one of those in a day. So I'm going to get that started and you can watch. Look at those colors. And that is breakfast, except for the shake. So now let's make that. Okay, so I'm gonna put some blueberries in there. I'm gonna add some aloe. I have some Bloaties Pro just for some bloating that I have going on because the SIBO. I'm also going to put in some cranberry juice, some chia seeds just to make it a little bit more filling, and then this is a phase 1 and phase 2 detox, kind of like a shake. So there is a little bit of protein, but this is actually not a protein powder. It's really just meant for helping aid with the phase 1 and phase 2 detoxification. So really is just a liver support. So my breakfast was really good. It's actually like tying me over now. Like now it's about 12:30. I'm still not hungry, so I'm probably gonna wait a little while longer to have lunch. But I'm not intentionally fasting or anything. It's more just listening to my body and like what it actually wants and listening to those hunger cues. And so sometimes, I'm hungry at 9 o'clock in the morning. Other times I'm hungry at 7 o'clock in the morning. And other times I'm hungry at like 11 o'clock. It really all depends, but I just kind of listen to my body and it really stems from just being more intuitive with it. So since I've been on this whole SIBO Candida protocol, I've just been doing a lot of stuff that's to try to get me back into my body so that I actually feel good, right? So I've been doing a lot more workouts, spending more time going on walks and doing things like that outside and not getting into that whole mindset of like, I have to be perfect with everything that I do. And especially being on a protocol like this, like it is very strict. Like you have, certain things that you have to eat. You have to just be very mindful of like what you're consuming, whether that's like you're putting it in your body, you're putting it on your body, even the people that you spend time with, their energy, all of that stuff. Like it plays such a huge role because you're working on getting things out of your body. And so if you start putting on, I don't know, tons of really toxic products, for example, then you're actually increasing your toxic load. And so I've just been very mindful of that. Like normally I would be doing, I don't know, getting my nails done a lot more and all that. And I did actually just get them done because They were looking pretty crazy after Mexico, but for the most part, like, I don't usually have things on my nails, and even like with makeup and all of that, like I use cleaner brands, so like Ilia, love them, and I'll maybe one day I'll take you guys through a little get ready with me thing, but I'm very like simple when it comes to my makeup. Back in the day, I used to put a lot of makeup on, and I would go to the gym with a full face of makeup and all that. And that was just a different phase of my life. And I think it was more stemming from being like insecure about how I looked. But now it's like, you know what? I'm more of like a fresh face type of person. This isn't even like fresh face because I do have like a tinted sunscreen on, and I did my eyebrows and put on mascara. So not really all that fresh, but it's a lot less than what I was doing before. So with the wedding coming up in 2 weeks, no, less than 2 weeks, I'm starting to get super excited just with how everything is gonna go. Like I feel like I'm honestly more excited about just getting the day over with, but there's just been a lot of, tiny little details and questions about certain things that are coming up, like who's going to sit next to this person, where do you put this person at that table, who has like dietary restrictions, and then it's like the small details, like rose petals for the flower girls, and me like losing my wedding shoes a bunch of times when I'm supposed to be like breaking them in. So it's like small tiny things like that I'm really trying to work on. And then also too, like this whole ordeal with my tan and not wanting to go and get a spray tan. So yeah, it's kind of like I gotta choose my battles a little bit, but all in all, it's like a really good, it's been really good. There's only been a few moments where it's been super stressful, and I have to say, like, I'm very lucky that it's gone that way. We even had like a whole kerfuffle with Josh's suit. So he got a bespoke suit done, and the place that he got it done at, they accidentally wrote down the wrong color code, and because of that, instead of having the suit that he wanted, it was a completely different color, although they said it was slightly off. So we were like, oh my gosh, we need to get this done like as soon as possible. And they're like, yep, we're way ahead of you. But the suit's going to be ready on July 10th. And we're like, that's 4 days before the wedding. And they're like, and then you're going to need to get alterations done. So it's going to be another like week after that. So basically the suit would be finished after the wedding has already happened. So we went down a different route. They suggested it, which was really nice. And they got him to go into a different tailor. They made it from scratch. And I think that was such a cool experience for my fiance, and just, having a solution like really presented to us that actually works. So we have secured the goods now, which I'm so, I was stressing. Yeah, so I honestly just thought it'd be really cool to document this, because there isn't going to be another time in life where I'm going to be talking about getting married and having gone through the process and all that stuff. And one thing that I can say is that don't let people influence like what you want for your wedding, because we had a lot of that. And like we look back on it now, even though we haven't even gone through the wedding yet, and we can see like it completely spiraled and got away from what we originally wanted. And I know people have the best intentions, and like we appreciate that and love that so much. But the other part of me really wishes that we had stuck to our guns, because it would have just been more intimate, and we would have had time to do more things that we really wanted to do. But now with having so many guests there, it's going to be, your time is stretched out among seeing all of those people. And I think it's amazing that there's so many people who want to come out and support us, which so thankful for. But yeah, I would really just say, like, anybody who is planning a wedding, definitely, if you have certain things that you want and like your non-negotiables, then really make that clear from the beginning, and don't get distracted by the process, because that's what happened to us. We got very distracted. We're like, oh yes, this sounds amazing. Oh, that sounds amazing too. And you know what? It all adds up. I also surprised myself too in finding out that like I'm that bride that's going to have two wedding dresses. I know. I didn't think that I was like that, but apparently I am. And you know what? It all just happened because I found one at a pre-loved store, and I thought there was no way that it was going to be possible to get a dress made in time, but I also like the idea that, you know, you're not just wearing this dress for one day and then getting rid of it. So now there's like, you know, it gets multiple uses out of it through different brides. And so I got this dress, fell in love with it. Didn't look super bridal, but I was also just like, you know what? It feels like it's me. It's very simple and elegant, and I just love that so much. And then I saw this other dress and I was like, oh, she looks like a bride in that. So I ended up getting that one too. And that one was made. They sent it, and I think I got it like just mid-June-ish. Yeah, and like it fit perfectly. Like the only thing that I had to do to it was just get the bottom hemmed, which like was not expecting that. But I also bought the dress 2 sizes down, so I thought maybe they might have to like let it up a little bit in case I didn't lose the weight. Going through this process, I did not make fat loss or weight loss or any of that like my main priority. I guess I was always kind of falling back on that plan where, okay, my other dress fits. Worst case scenario, if I don't lose the weight, they can either like let it up a little bit and like make it a little bit bigger, or I would just sell it and it would never be worn. So those are kind of like the options I was faced with. And I did that because I would rather stay awake and be able to enjoy my day versus feeling how I was feeling before. And so like what I was feeling at the beginning of this whole health journey, dealing with SIBO and candida and dysbiosis and all those fun things, I felt like crap. Like I needed to sleep all the time. I would go to sleep and I would wake up after 9-10 hours and I wouldn't feel rested at all. I felt like I was still tired in the morning. Now I feel like I can get up easier. It's still not like I'm popping out of bed like a spring chicken, but it's a lot easier than it was before. And I actually have consistent energy throughout the entire day. Like I don't feel those crashes like I felt before. And I think that's huge in just showing how much progress I've really made. Like among that, I've also lost a significant amount of weight. Like I was at 169 was my highest when I first started everything. I did a short little fat loss phase for myself in January, and then I joined Nutrition Dynamic to work on my health issues. And then after that, the focus was not to lose weight, but it was to just get my gut back to normal and make sure that everything was working better, and then just addressing some of those other issues like my adrenal fatigue, my crazy PMS, you know, the SIBO, dysbiosis, candida, all that stuff too. And yeah, like it's actually night and day. Like I feel like I'm a different person because I can actually get up and function. And some of those things like you can't see. But anyways, get back on track. My goal was not to be losing weight, but I still managed to lose a significant amount of it. So I got down from 169 down to 152. And you know what's going to happen after this wedding? We're actually going to do an intentional fat loss phase, just to address some of the like metabolic issues that I've been dealing with. Like I think I have weight loss resistance. So yeah, we'll just see how that goes. But I just wanted to give a quick little update and I don't know, I guess make breakfast with you guys because it's been a while and I wanted to be more active on here. I'm super excited because we're also going to be going to Italy for our honeymoon. So that I am definitely going to bring you on. I forgot my camera when I went to Tulum, Mexico, and it was such a good trip. I had fun with my friends. That was actually my bachelorette trip. So it was so much fun to be able to, you know, go out with my girls and do stuff and go out in a different country and, you know, just experience all of that. Like we went to the ruins, we ate lots of tacos, we had such good food, and like, let me tell you, the guacamole there is like chef's kiss, just so good. It's different from how it is here in Canada because we are not getting those avocados that are like beautifully ripened. So yeah. All right, so that is it from me. Don't forget, I also have a fat loss guide and a reverse dieting guide. If you want to snag that, you can get that in the description. And I will see you next time.